So this is going to be my review of Legend of Korra Turf Wars Part 1. Now this was sent to me by my friend the Mount Vernon kid, and he also sent me Part 2, which by the way, Part 3 I think is still like being pushed back a few times. I don't know if it's out yet, but yeah, whatever. Also, I will be doing a more in-depth review for this comic later on on Comic Universe, my other channel, and that'll be really fun because my friend on the channel C-Dubs, my co-host, has never watched Legend of Korra, so that's going to be fun to explain. That is going to be like a total episode of Comic Pop right there. But anyway, so I'm going to go into this and say that this is alright. First part's alright. It's really slow, and it deals more with Korra and Asami's relationship. It really delves into all the little points that we saw in books 3 and 4 of why they got together, and this more or less is expanding on it. There is stuff like stuff between the spirits. If anything, I feel like they realized that Book 2 was a weekend. It was a week series, and now they're trying to bring it back with the whole strife between humans and spirits living together from Korra's the new spirit portal Korra created. But yeah, and also the effect of what that would be. In that, yeah, there's a landowner who wants to turn the spirit wilds into a park and make the portal the center of it. Which is weird because that didn't happen the first time we had, like, Spirit Wilds in Republic City. Why is this suddenly now a thing? Whatever. But, like I said, the first part is more or less to deal with the new relationship between Korra and Asami, and it's good. We actually get more of Kaya, which this comic confirms of Kaya being gay. And we also get to learn some more stuff about the Four Nations and how they handled same-sex relationships. As I figured, the Air Nomads were really cool with it. The Fire Nation was cool with it up until Fire Lord Sozin, who labeled it criminal. Which I imagine, by the way, that the Fire Lord, that probably went away when Zuko and subsequently Izumi took the throne. So I'm imagining that the same-sex marriage is okay in the Fire Nation nowadays. We also have the Water Tribe, who is more like, we're all cool with it, but keep it to yourself. That's typical Water Tribe tradition. Which I'm curious, because when Kaya talks about coming out to her dad, she was really open about it, but she didn't say anything about Katara, which makes me wonder, well, how did Katara take it, I'm wondering. Anywho. Moving right along, and also, yeah, the Earth Kingdom is apparently the Texas of the Four Nations, which they are the most militaristically against, as the Kaya put it. And also, we get to learn that Kyoshi was bisexual. Alright, which is fine. Yeah, so the stuff between this is the first, like, it's a neat, I like how their relationship is blooming, but yet they still gotta keep it to themselves. The villains in here, they're alright. They're nothing big. Togaku, I think is how you pronounce his name, is this gangster who was this kid who came from nothing. He uses blades like Jet, and I like how how he got to power real quick. He essentially Red Hood his way into the situation, where he offed Viper, the leader of the Triple Threat Triad, and was like, "I'm the boss now. Do something. Do something." So. Yeah, and we also have another character who is the landowner who wants to turn the park into the spirit world into a park. We've got strife between the humans and spirits, which again, this all feels like Book 2, but with more of a gangster vibe at the beginning of it. But the gangster stuff doesn't really come into play. If anything, it's more of the background because it focuses more on Korra and Asami's relationship, which is fine, because we just got it at the last 2 minutes of the show, of the series, so I'll forgive it for that. It was nice to see that we do get some fallout. Like, there were buildings that were destroyed in Kuvira's invasion, so it was nice to see, a backtrack to that, and showing that, yeah, people were displaced from their homes, and Raiko's doing jack-all to help. Typical Raiko, who's also, like, people are mad at him for, like, essentially surrendering right when the war is about to begin. Right when the war with Kuvira was supposed to happen. So, there you go. All in all, it's kind of it's a quick read. It's about a little over 70 pages. It's alright, the artwork's fine. The relationship between Korra and Asami, while it's the forefront, that's kind of the point, is that, yeah, Korra's in a new relationship, with Asami, and, you know, she's trying to find the best way to explain it to everybody, and yeah, that's kind of the whole point, the whole crux of this first part. And we get Togaku, who's in the forefront, but I imagine part 2 is going to be a little more in your face about it. And I believe part 3 has been pushed back again. Like, I believe part 3 has been, like, on hold for a while, so I don't know how this is all going to end. But yeah, if you enjoyed Legend of Korra, you might like this. I will admit that like I said, the first part is just kind of like, here's all the stuff that's going on, and all the action happens at the end. All the, like, and I feel like the major meaty stuff of the story is in part 2, which I, as of this recording, started reading, so I'll have a review of that up soon. So, yeah. Anywho, all in all, not a bad intro. I like how we're exploring more of Korrasami, and we're exploring more of the fallout. It's nice to see Zhu Li take up more of a leader role, which was a cool thing to see. But really, this just feels more like, okay, just wait for part 2. Just wait for part 2. Especially with what happens with Togaku at the end. So, like I said, I'm reading part 2 now, so it's just a matter of time before I get to that. Anyway, so I know this was a quick review. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, like I said, I'll go into a more in-depth review on Comic Universe, which you guys can subscribe to, and it's going to be, like I said, a lot more fun because my friend C-Dubs has no idea what the fuck a Legend of Korra is. He didn't really watch a lot of it, so yeah. Also, I'd like to thank my friend Chris for sending me this and part 2, as well as another book, which I'll talk about later. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Turf Wars Part 1? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later.